Hello, welcome to the National Data Digest and Dashboard webinar. First, some quick introductions. We have with us Drew Jacobs, our Senior Director of Policy, Research, and Evaluations. My name is Jameson White, the Senior Manager of Data and Research. We also have Cynthia Hsu, our Coordinator of Data and Research. All right, so a little bit about our agenda today. First, we are going to talk about where our data come from. After that, we will move to navigating through the data dashboard and exploring the data digest. After that, we'll talk a little bit about the future updates, and we'll provide some contact information in case you have any questions or would like some further information. All right, so where and how does the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools get their data? It's important to understand that our mission is to create the most comprehensive data set on charter schools possible. And to do that, we first start by collecting the information from the Common Core Data, or CCD. After that, we visit a number of state departments of education to collect all of their information on charter schools as well. After that, we bring in the proficiency data from EdFacts and a number of variables from the CRDC, or Civil Rights Data Collection. And finally, we centralize all of that information into the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools database, and for your convenience, present that on the Data Digest. All right, now let's navigate to the data dashboard and show you what's available. If you'll all do me a favor, open up a browser and type in data.publiccharters.org. And after that, I'll meet you over there and explore the new data digest through the top 10 most commonly asked questions that we hear from you about charter schools. All right, so now that you've arrived on the charter school data dashboard, let's take a little bit of a detour and walk through what's available. If we zoom in on the national page, what you'll see is that we've got some information on the national charter landscape. So there are 44 states, DC, Puerto Rico, and Guam, that all have charter laws. And they serve over 3.4 million students in 2019-20. And that, of course, is over 7,700 charter schools and campuses nationwide. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the charter school enrollment. And we have it set up so that you can see it over time as you scroll through and you can see the trajectory. As you can probably see, charter schools continue impressive growth. A little bit further down, you can also see the number of charter schools and campuses, the breakdown by locale, as well as charter demographics and free and reduced price lunch information. Now, if we zoom back out and come at the top here, you can also see a number of these questions. These questions will take you directly to what we call the knowledge base. The other way to access the knowledge base is in the upper left-hand corner. You'll see we've got 4 tabs: the knowledge base, tables and figures, states, and search. Let's start with the knowledge base. All right, so now that we're here at the knowledge base, let's walk through what's available. You'll see if you're interested in citing our research, we have that available here. And we also have our main questions that we'll be exploring shortly. We also have a large number of tables and figures that may have exactly what you're looking for. So to give an example, let's go to charter enrollment by state by year. Now, I know for some of you data people, this might seem okay, but for others, this might be a little bit overwhelming. But don't worry, it's pretty self-intuitive. When you zoom in, you'll be able to see all of the different states here and the different years across time. If you're interested in sorting it, all you have to do is click on these little triangles here. So if we click here, you'll be able to see that in 2019-20, it was Iowa with the smallest number of charter schools at 132. The opposite, with 675,000 plus students, is no surprise, California. The reason we present all this information out like this is because we heard from you that you would like to see more trend data and be able to sort and filter to meet your needs. If we come back over here, you'll be able to see the tables and figures that take us to this page over here. Now, this is another part of the knowledge base, and it's quite useful to explore. There's a variety of subjects on the side, from enrollment, demographics, COVID, management organizations, etc. And you can go ahead and click on any of these, which will all have more information on charter schools. For this one, it's the school districts and enrollment shares. Like with the previous table, if you just click on the little triangles, you'll be able to see which of the school districts have the smallest or largest enrollment share. And in 2019-20, that title went to the New Orleans Parish School Board, with 99.6% of the students enrolled in charter schools. All right, now if we go back to our knowledge base by either clicking knowledge base here or up in the right-hand corner, we'll be able to go back to our main page here. Now let's say looking at the data tables just isn't quite for you. You want a little bit more context and you want to have everything really properly explained. That's where these articles come in handy. They provide a ton of context. So let's go to the first one. How many charter schools and students are there? When you get to this page, you'll be able to find a number of interesting things. The first thing is we tend to highlight a lot of the bold stats. So if you're just looking for some quick numbers, that's where you'd want to go. Public charter schools currently serve more than 3.4 million students across roughly 77,000 schools and campuses in the 2019-20 school year, which is about 7.2% of all public school students. If you scroll down, there's this wonderful graphic that we put together, which also just has everything in a convenient and handy way. Just like with the national page, you'll be able to see the number of students and schools increasing across time. And you will also be able to see this great map here of which states have charter schools. If we scroll down, we also have another interesting table that we put together based on the feedback that we've received from you. A lot of people are curious about the number of new and closed schools that happen every year. And you'll see we can find how many schools have closed and how many schools have opened across time. Now, if you're interested in a more detailed breakout, you can also scroll a little bit down and see the same information broken out by state. So if you're interested in enrollment or new and closed, this is definitely the article for you. Now let's go back to our knowledge base. And I'm actually going to hand it over to our coordinator, Cynthia Xu, who will walk you through the next few slides.
Thanks, Jameson. Let me share my screen now. What you're seeing right now is the landing page of our data dashboard. The next question we're going to explore is how diverse are charter schools? Let's take a look at the demographic breakdown of charter school students nationwide. There are two ways to find this information. The first way is to scroll down on our landing page. Right here, you can see the latest charter school student demographic data from the 2019-20 school year. And the second way is to click into our second main article, Who Attend Charter Schools? The article not only includes the most recent charter school demographic data, which is from the 2019-20 school year, but also has both charter school and district school student demographic data from 2009-10 school year to 2019-20 school year. Let's go back to the dashboard landing page. Some people are under the impression that charter schools are only located in larger cities. Are charter schools really only located in the cities? The answer is no. Our third main article, Where is Charter School Located, is dedicated to answer your question. As you can see in table 3.2.2, charter schools are not only located in urban areas. While a majority of them are located in the urban areas, 58% to be exact, the other 42% of charter schools and campuses are located in towns, rural areas, and suburban areas. Now, let's go back to the main landing page one more time. While investigating charter schools and traditional district schools, it's really essential to take a look at the revenue. In the fourth main article, How are charter school financed? We reviewed how much revenue charter schools receive and how that compares to per pupil revenue in traditional district schools. As you can see in this article, we analyzed finance data from the NCES Local Education Agency Finance Survey from 2006-07 school year to the 2017-18 school year. And we found that in the most recent year of available data, which in this case is the 2017-18 school year, the average charter school received $2,729 less per student than district schools, as we can see in Table 4.1. Table 4.2 demonstrates the per pupil revenue of charter and district sector by state in 2017-18 school year. Per pupil funding in charter schools is less than per pupil funding in district schools in 24 of the 27 states we studied, as you can see right here in the last column. Many of you may wonder how many charter schools are freestanding schools and how many of them are managed in conjunction with the management organization. We have all the data needed here to answer these two questions in our fifth main article, Who manages charter schools? As we can see in the table 5.1 here, according to our most recent data from the 2019-20 school year, 61.8% of charter schools and campuses are freestanding schools, meaning that they independently manage school operations. And 29.1% of charter schools and campuses are managed in conjunction with a charter management organization, otherwise known as CMOs. More introduction and explanation about CMOs can be found in the third paragraph here. Going back to table 5.1, 9.1% of charter schools have contract with an education management service, otherwise known as the EMO. To find more explanation about EMOs, you can see in the fourth paragraph here. You might also wonder who authorizes charter schools. Let's click into our sixth main article, Who authorizes charter schools here. In this article, we explain that authorizers are the entities that grant jurisdiction by legislature to approve and oversee and renew charter schools. And charter school can be authorized by different type of authorizers. In table 6.1 right here, we can see different type of authorizers include the higher education institution, HEI, the independent chartering board, ICB, the local education agency, LEA, among others. With LEA being the most common type of authorizer, in the 2018-19 school year, approximately 48% of charter schools and campuses are authorized by LEAs. And also, around 49% of charter students are enrolled in charter schools authorized by the local education agencies. Now we're back at the landing page again. The research team at the National Alliance received many data requests on a day-to-day basis. From time to time, we receive email inquiries from someone who's interested in learning more about charter schools in a certain state and wondering where this information can be found. This data can be accessed in just a few simple steps. Trust me, it's not hard at all to find what you need in here. We will use California as an example. First, click on the state on the top left-hand corner and click into California. Here, we can find all kinds of information about charter landscape in California. If you want to know how many charter schools are in California, when the first charter law passed in California, the answers are right on the top. Here, we can also find California charter enrollment trend over the past 10 years, as well as student demographics, free and reduced lunch, and charter locale information in California. Scrolling down to the bottom here, we also have the state's model law ranking and score here. And this hyperlink would take you directly to our state model law database if you want to learn more about charter laws in California and other states. That was all we wanted to show you today about our new data digest. It might sound like a lot, but once you play around with it more yourself, you'll find it really easy to get the information you need about charter schools here. As for future updates, we will be updating the authorizer main page with 2019-20 authorizer data in the next few months. At the same time, we will also be working on adding a special education page in the next few months. And don't forget, we update this data dashboard annually. The next update with 2020-21 school year data will come in later this year. Before we end today's presentation, I would like to share with you our contact information here. If you have any questions or there's more you want to see on our data dashboard, please feel free to let us know. Thank you everyone for your time and have a good day. Bye.